Well, I think that what I felt as we went along and that debate was going on about Skylar, I think at first Vince and I and the writers, we talked about it and we were a bit confused about it at first, but then when I went through it and processed it through the seasons, I thought it was interesting because in a show, you need a protagonist and you need an antagonist. And the brilliant thing about this show is that you have the anti-hero as the protagonist, and you need to be behind him. And the audience and the fans are really behind Walter White, and they need to stay behind him. So if she becomes somebody who becomes really sympathetic and you start siding with her too much, then I think it weakens how you feel about him. So if that had happened, I think it really would have undercut the entire thrust of the show. And so I felt it was sort of a really brilliant story point and a construction in terms of what Vince and the writers did in an interesting way to have things really stay, to have the audience stay with Walt. And Skylar really, a lot of the personal, private stuff, as I was saying before, a lot of that stuff remained somewhat hidden to some degree with her. I also think that, it does say some things, some people may agree with this or not, but, it says some things about the way people may still see women and men and roles of wives and husbands and things like that, but that's a very complex subject, and so that's for a different day and a different time.
I think